Okay, y'all. So today, right now, we're going to talk about the importance, the crucial, the crucial importance of art and film, right? So the importance of art and film, the art and films that we create, are to combat against the public image of what the black man or black woman is right now, which is detrimental. So we have to use our creative black minds, which we have, and actually create characters. We have to create animated characters, and we have to use our creativity to create, to actually, we have to articulate our creativity, whether it's in clothes. That's the default way, but art and film is the other way. Is the important way in which we need to articulate our creativity, because for many reasons, right? First reason, like I said, is to combat against the black public image. We have to put ourselves in proper light and proper image in order to reconnect us back to ourselves. So it's important that, for this reason particularly, is why it's important that we have art and film. And the other reason is because by us not articulating the art and films that we have, we're missing a side of our brain isn't operating, is not functioning, or isn't being built. Right? There's a portion of our brain that's not being built, and this portion of the brain would allow us to get over the hurdles or many different situations that we fall short of a lot of times, right? As a community as a whole, right? Because our creative mind is something that connects us to a different strength. It's almost like a muscle, if you want to think of it like that. This is, for example, right? Say like a muscle, right? You have your left bicep and you have your right bicep, right? Without the creativity aspect that we have, we fall short of so many situations that we should overcome. So this is another reason why art and film is very, very detrimental not to have. We need to have this, right? So this is something that's missing in the community, right? And plus, another reason, the art and films that we create and that our kids watch and that we watch in general is something that can rival or combat against the cartoons, the American cartoons, and the Asian animes, right? We need to create our own animation. We need to create African movie TV animations, right? So this is important because what our kids watch in social media, which is the biggest influencer of our youth, is the beast. The beast is the biggest influencer of our youth. We have many different forms of deteriorating our youth and our people from the beast, which would include these podcasts. Some of these NBA players' podcasts are good, and various things of this nature, right? Certain music you listen to, Kendrick Lamar, Dreamville, which involves J. Cole and everybody. There's certain things that deteriorate from the beast, right? Art and film, and needs to be attacked, needs to be implemented more, right? Because we have so much creativity and they end up being rotten fruits, right? We have to bring forth these fruits, right? So, we have movie media, right? As like in TV series like Swagger and Black Panther and Creed and various movies of this nature, right? Excuse me. We have all these different variety of things that all these different variety of movies, right? But we don't really attack the animated side, the cartoon side, our arts. We have so much creativity. Africa is the home of art. Or the original home of our art came from Africa, right? We have some of the most creative minds on the planet. these things are not being properly articulated to the world, or they're not being articulated to the world or implemented because for there's no opportunities to make money off of said or to actually reap benefits of said art, right? So it's all a matter of creating job capacity, right? That's the whole plan. That's what everything revolves around, right? Creating job capacity, right? Business capacity, because this will unlock in any industry. If you create business capacity, this will allow more of us to get jobs, doing things that we are passionate about, right? And the way to get business capacity is by combining and unifying what we have with each other, right? So this means that when we are in our craft, when we are within our natural environment, right, we have to craft our skills, right? To build this to an organization or a network or a channel or a business or a corporation or a company. We have to build this to this, we have to build it, right? And when we build this, we combine businesses with each other. This is how we start to create job capacity, because by the time you combine 3 or 4 businesses and you get to that giant corporate business and combine that, now you've unlocked this many more job opportunities and you're making this much more money. And the way to do that is to put away ego and to understand about understand about yourself a little bit more, so this way you don't fall into psychological warfare and you're attacking each other, right? So the problem that lies with unity is division. Division is always going to come in any time that we start to try to unify, right? And our job and our mindset and our focus and our ability will be to overcome the divisions that start to attack us, right? And stay and grow ourselves, right? And grow in unity. And in order to grow in unity, we need art and film as well for our brothers who are incarcerated, because we have to take into account the mass incarceration that goes on. This art and film can be something used as a very informative tool, right? This is how we can educate the very young youth, right? In a different way, right? Because not everybody's gonna learn from lessons and lectures. When you get to like 8 years old, 7 years, like when you get to a younger generation, right? The younger people, they need to be educated. This is the way to where you can inform people in a different way, right? People as a whole, right? Not just young people, but anybody can be informed through these means, right? So it's very important that we take into account, because I know when I was a kid, right, I didn't have the complete proper example of what a black man should necessarily look like, as much as I would have liked, right, or as much as I needed. So when I was incarcerated, right, I was 19 years old, and when I became incarcerated, I was confused. I was angry. But when I went inside, when I went inside jail, right, I found all the black images that I was missing, right, and all the black images that I needed. I found everything I was looking for right there. So it's very important that we tell these stories. It's very important that the image of what a black man is seen by the younger by kids and younger generations, that they have this image of what a black man looks like. Because the thing about a black child, right, a black boy will never do a black boy will always, if you tell a black boy to do something, right, and they haven't seen the grown man's version of themselves do it, they're always going to question why they would do it. They're always going to have second thoughts. The subconscious mind is going to kick in, and common sense is going to kick in and be like, well, if I haven't seen the older version of me, why would I do it, right? So it is imperative. It's imperative that these images are seen of what it looks like. This is why. This is another reason why I think Swagger. Swagger is one of my favorite TV series. Like because it actually sheds light. It actually sheds light on the prison system. You know, and it actually informs about the prison system, right? So all of this stuff is this is the I think this is another is one of the fundamental elements of film is to inform, right? Through cartoon, through creativity, and through natural human everyday life, right? Or interactions, right? This art and film is a means of people of you to when you come back inside, right? Whatever you were doing, you know, like for example, like a kid goes out and plays outside with his friends. He comes back inside and he meditates when he goes to sleep. He meditates on all the fun he had about, you know, running around and doing whatever, playing football and just having fun with his friends, right? When you get, but if you're working a job, right? You're working a corporate job and you go into these facilities and say now you're connected to a society that does not accept you, right? So when you get into these corporate jobs, you got to make money. When you come back and you start watching TV, right? What are you watching, right? Are you watching TV films? Are you watching shows or movies that are taken from you, right? Or are you watching things that are putting back into you, right? And bringing back out that human side of you. This is why art and film needs to be articulated, and it needs to articulate real human emotions and desires and dreams and things of this nature, right? Because this is what puts back into us. Black Panther. Black Panther is an amazing combination of informative, exciting, empowering, and educating. It's a very great blend of all these different things. And when you sit down from watching Black Panther, and you get up, you feel empowered. You feel like now it's like, okay, so now I want to take on I'm trying to better society. I'm trying to take on the world now, right? So this is the importance of art and film on the creative side. You have to create this stuff because it unlocks something in your brain. Like a certain thing in your brain gets unlocked. And so many situations that we get into, that we fall short of, we'll be able to actually overcome those because we actually can see the outcomes that we're not seeing, right? So that's a detrimental thing that we need to have, right? So the informative side and the connective side, the art and film that we put out is what connects us universally, right? Because this is how we can bring awareness to situations that are going on in different areas throughout the whole planet, right? Because we're not the only ones in the United States being colonized and exploited like this, right? Various places all over Africa is being colonized at the same time, and they're speaking out on this stuff, sounding just like us, right? So this is the importance of art and film. Unification to connect us and to get us to understand the similarities of the environments that we are in and the things that we go through. This will help us to overcome these hurdles and actually bring about a bigger change in society. So I think I'm going to end on that note. This is a lecture about art and film, the importance of it. Thank y'all for tuning in.